Chapter 153. Emigration. The first speaker from the councils, however, who was only interested in the money, did not think long about the objection of those who wanted to do justice, but was soon ready with the following objection, which read as follows. Do you know what? Because you regard your intent more advantageous than mine, let's do the following. Those of you who agree with my surely more beneficial advice, take, as I am doing, their wives and children and treasures, load everything onto our tame camels, and move with me as intellectual winners away from here. But those remaining here and wanting to do the right thing and have a great desire to be welcomed by the people with stones, or at least flogged at best and be chased out of the city, can stay here according to their will to await all the torments and can learn from the sad consequences. It would have been better to have escaped unscathed with the victorious honour of the mind than being chased off with a stoned, or at least beaten back, and under much shame, derision, mockery, and cursing. But I am the first to go. Who wants to follow me should come with me, but he who does not should do what he regards more salvific and better. Here, 650 got up and said, We will follow your advice. However, should we get into trouble at the gates, through which we will leave, then see to it that your so assured victory doesn't come off badly. Here, the group who wanted to leave left, went to their dwellings, took their wives, children, and treasures, loaded the camels, and still the same day took to the road. Many people gathered in the streets and were not a little surprised about this caravan of their otherwise so stern lords. Nobody knew the meaning of it, and everyone was full of frightful anticipation of what would come of it. But some said, This is weird. The lords with their wives, children, and all kinds of luggage, and no guarding soldiers, are moving out. What is the meaning of this? Because it does not look like a casual stroll, even less like a country visit. For on such occasions, legions of soldiers would accompany them. In short, the people were asking all sorts of questions. They ran to the street officers and asked, but even they did not know what to tell the people. And thus our councillors, as intellectual winners, departed without being stopped in the least, since no one dared to ask them where they were going. Their direction, however, took them to today's Egypt, and they settled in the upper part of this country, in the area of the Elephantine, today's Aswan, where they built a small town and lived there. And these were the first inhabitants of this country. The horrors of this country, however, urged them to turn to God again. And so this country soon became rich and powerful. But what were the remaining councillors doing? About that, in what follows.